Hey y'all, it's Kelly Clarkson with Wayfair, where delivery and setup are as easy as a few taps on your phone. Picture this. You're relaxing in an old hammock, scrolling Wayfair's app when you spot it. A brand new patio set. Next thing you know, Wayfair delivers it right to your patio and sets it up. Oh, you need a new grill too? All right, Wayfair's got you covered. With Wayfair's room of choice delivery and fast expert setup on qualifying orders, life gets a little easier. Visit wayfair.com or the Wayfair app.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Are you a hardworking parent navigating that digital jungle, yet you're seeking the freedom and fulfillment of becoming a digital nomad? Yeah, you feel a part of that global hunt. But here's the thing. You're not quite sure whether you're the lion, the fox, the jackal, or the wolf. So in this episode, we're going to be diving into 1, recognizing your role, and 2, rewarding fairly in the digital marketing world. So I want you to tune in and discover how you can master the game of online collaboration and become the ultimate digital entrepreneur, all while balancing your family life and personal aspirations. This isn't just about surviving the digital jungle, it's about thriving in it, my friends. So, you ready to embark on your journey? Then let's dive in.
Being an entrepreneur sounds like, yes, another new client, I did it. But it can also sound like, I am really not understanding this technology, and I'm feeling so overwhelmed. Am I even cut out for this? That's why I started the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast, to help infopreneurs, coaches, and course creators who want to build a business online, but are battling technology, overwhelm, procrastination, and even imposter syndrome. Think successfully, think differently, think bigger, and take action by learning tips from an array of business owners, all dropping knowledge on the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast. Check us out at www.darkhorseschooling.com.
What is up? What is up? What the heck is up, my Dark Horse friends and family? My innovative parental entrepreneurs out there, welcome back to another dose of online collaboration learning. I am your Dark Horse host, Tracy Brinkman. Yep, I'm a parent, I'm a podcaster, I'm an entrepreneur that knows the struggles that comes with wanting to escape the standard 9-to-5 and start a side hustle, all in the hopes of becoming a digital nomad, and all while maintaining some sort of healthy work-life balance so that we can not only be there for our kids, but we can also set a champion of an example for them at the same time. Now, today we're diving into a tale, as old as time, but with a bit of a twist, you might say, something that speaks directly to the heart of you, the entrepreneurial digital nomad, my parents out there trying to grind it out. So buckle up and prepare for this exciting journey into the digital jungle. But let's start with a story. One of a lion, a fox, a jackal, and a wolf. Now the lion went hunting with the fox, the jackal, and the wolf, and they hunted, and they hunted, and they hunted until surprisingly, they came along a stag, and they took its life. That came the question, how the spoils should be divided. Now, the lion said, "Quarter me this stag." Yeah, he roared that out. "Quarter me this stag." The other animals skinned it and cut it into 4 parts. What happens next? Well, then the lion stood in front of the carcass and pronounced his judgment. "First, this quarter is for me as my capacity as king of the beasts. The second quarter is mine as the arbiter. And along comes another share for me is for my part in the chase. And finally, this last quarter, well, as for that, let's see which one of you dare to lay a paw on it." Yeah, well, it's not exactly the fair story where we got going on here, but life is like that sometimes, right? My friend the fox turned up his nose like, "Humph, well," and he just kind of walked away, and he held his tail high because he added his part to the hunt. But he did speak in this low growl. He says, "You, my friend, you may share in the labors. You may take all the labors of the great, but you will not share in the spoils." Well, okay. So what, Tracy? What does this got to do with anything? Well, I can imagine the lion and the fox and the jackal and the wolf on the hunt. And like I said, they just caught that stag, and how we're going to divide it up. And you would instantly think, well, let's divide it up in 4 parts. And this almost starts to sound like a scene from a wildlife documentary, right? Well, it's not. This is more real world. I want to tell you the rest of this episode how we can take this scenario and see how it plays out every single day in the world of digital marketing. Got your little intrigued? Yeah, let's dive in a little bit. Now, in our story, the lion, being the king of the beast, he claimed his fair share, fair, he says with air quotes, the fair lion's share, which resulted in everyone else being left with nothing. The fox, disgruntled, walked away, right? And he, left his couple of parting 2 cents worth. Yeah, you may share in the labors of the great, but you will not, my friend, share in the spoils. All while the jackal and the wolf said nothing, which was what they were left with. But the question begs, how in the world does this translate to our world? The internet has brought us all together, right? It's created this global hunting ground for all of us digital marketings. If you think about it, we're all constantly on the prowl for our stag, our customers, right? Our prospects. But you have to remember, we're not always the lion. No, sometimes you're the fox, and sometimes you're the jackal, and sometimes you're the wolf. Now, while the internet may have brought us all together and often even leveled the playing field for many of us, you will find that now you're working with businesses in other countries, people from other cultures, companies, and even partners from your own home market that you had never met before, which is a good thing because you have so many opportunities before you. And much like the participants in the tale I've already told, we all get to go hunting together. Each of us tend to be really effective hunters or leaders in our own environment. But you put us in a different environment, and we may end up playing merely a supporting role. So, in this vast digital landscape of open plains and dense forests and sandy deserts and even urban towns, we must recognize we're not always going to be the king of beasts. That brings us to actionable tip number 1, recognize your role. But what does recognizing your role really mean? I think for me, it's about understanding where you fit in the grand scheme of things of the current project, situation, scenario, whatever it may be. In the world of digital marketing, roles can be fluid and change depending on each of those situations. One day you might be the lion, right? Yeah, you're leading the project or you're steering the major decision. On another day, you might find yourself in the shoes of that fox, contributing just your expertise in the effort of a larger cause. So I think effectively recognizing your role also means acknowledging that you cannot always be the leader. You can't, right? You can't have too many cooks in the kitchen. My dad was a chef by civilian standards, but in the military, he was the leader in the kitchen, and you can only have one. Now, you can have tiers of leaders, right? But just like the lion, the fox, and the jackal, and the wolf in our story, each of them and each of us have our unique strengths, have our unique skills that makes us very effective hunters in our own environments. But when we step into a different environment, we might need to take a back seat as a supporting role or ride shotgun, right? Contributing to the success in the hunt in other ways. Now, this is especially true in the global digital marketing space, where we often collaborate with diverse teams and other partners. Understanding and accepting your role in each and every situation, you're going to find it's going to be very, very much paramount. It's going to be key to an effective collaboration as well as the success, right? Because at the end of the day, it allows you to focus on your strengths. It allows you to contribute as effectively as possible to the overall team's goals, and it allows you to navigate the complexities of the digital jungle with a modicum of grace, right? And an air of confidence. And that confidence is going to show itself. So, my fellow parental dark horse entrepreneurs out there, I want to remind you again, the first tip I want you to walk away from today is to recognize your role. Whatever it is, wherever you're at, in your 9-to-5, in your family, in your digital adventure, understand where it is you fit into that ecosystem, digital or otherwise, and then embrace it 100%. Today, if you're the lion, or if you're the fox or the jackal or the wolf, remember that every role is crucial to the success of the overall hunt. All right, now let's talk about that lion for a second, because just like in our tale, it's crucial to treat those who have helped us fairly. So actionable tip number 2 here is to reward fairly. Now, rewarding fairly isn't about dividing that stag into 4 equal parts and each person getting an equal part. It's about recognizing the unique contributions of each of the members on the hunt and what each one of them brings to the table and compensating them accordingly. There's the catch, right? I think in the digital marketing world, this could mean acknowledging the efforts of a partner. Maybe they provided some invaluable insights, or maybe a team member who put in a few extra hours to ensure the overall project's success. It could also mean, well, just giving credit where credit is due. Giving credit to someone you collaborated with who's brought in a significant amount of content, or maybe even a significant amount of leads that resulted in customers. But that ends up begging the question, how do you ensure fair rewards? Well, let me give you a few strategies here to walk away. Number one of the great ways to ensure fair rewards is transparency. Let's be open and honest on how we're going to reward each of the members of the hunt and how those rewards are going to be determined. Now, this could be based on the amount of work, the impact of said work or the contributions, or any other relevant factors that you deem appropriate for the project, for the business, or for the group. Okay? Now, number 2, recognition. One of the fair ways to deem rewards is through recognition. Publicly acknowledge the efforts and the achievements of each of the team members or partners, whatever you want to call it. Now, this can be done as simply as a shout out at a meeting, a mention in a newsletter, call outs on social media. Maybe you praise them publicly on a podcast, feature a spot on the website, whatever it may be. Give them the recognition that they deserve. How about some equitable compensation? This is another great way to ensure fair rewards, is through equitable compensation. Ensuring that financial rewards, if applicable, right? Because sometimes it's not always about the money, but let's ensure that the financial rewards, if applicable, are distributed equitably. There's a key word there. Now, this doesn't mean equally. For instance, if a team member has taken on more responsibilities and contributed far more significantly to a project, they may deserve a larger share of the stag. And it might seem unfair to the others. And you look at it and say, look, dude, they contributed 60% of our success. Without them, we'd have gotten 40% of what we have right now. So we need to equitably compensate that member. Does that make sense? And you do this up front before there's any dollars on the table for anyone to even gripe about. And sometimes it's not dollars, is it? Sometimes it's, well, they brought in 100 leads. Well, we chop all those up evenly. Well, maybe we shouldn't, right? Anyway, all right. Another way to ensure fair rewards is through opportunities for growth. Maybe, sometimes it's not all about the dollars that are left on the table. There could be opportunities for development, opportunities for advancement. This could be in the form of training programs, mentorships, chances to lead additional future projects, chances to lead their own initiative. Maybe they come up with something like, okay, let's table that one because we're going to do this one first. We don't want to be off on this little tangent. Now it's time. Okay, now they get to lead that initiative. That's their opportunity for growth. And now they're giving more to the next project. Maybe their financial compensation goes up as a reward. Remember, a fairly rewarded team member or team as a whole is a motivated and far more loyal team. And it could be, maybe it's not a team you're talking about. Maybe it's just you. Or maybe it's someone you decided to partner up with on a project. When people feel valued and fairly compensated for their efforts, they're far more likely to continue contributing their best work. And that's what we want. We want your best work. So, my fellow dark horse entrepreneurs out there, I'm going to remind you that's our second actionable tip here is to reward fairly. recognize the unique contributions of each and every member on your team, in your network. If someone in your network, on your social media, sends you a lead and it pans out, reward them. However you feel is fair. Ensure that those rewards and recognition and opportunities for growth are distributed in a way that reflects whatever contribution that person or persons have made. What's the key takeaways from our digital jungle tale here? Well, it's really kind of simple. In the world of internet marketing, we're all hunters. Yeah, you, me, we're all hunters. But the roles that we play today, tomorrow, and the next day, they're going to change. One day you're the lion. The next day you may be the stag, right? Or you're the wolf, or you're the fox, or you're the jackal. But here's the thing. You're going to have to be adaptable. You're going to have to recognize that your position in the global ecosystem, what it is at that moment, and then ensure that there's fair play for everyone involved. Remember, we want all of our partners to echo the sentiment of the fox, but let's have them echo the sentiment of the fox with a little twist, shall we? Instead of them saying what he said earlier, and I won't repeat it, let's have that fox say, you know what, we share in the labors of the great, but we too are great, and we are rewarded by our partners. That, my dark horse entrepreneurs out there, is the essence of a successful collaboration. When everyone on the team can say that kind of message, you're rocking it and you're doing it the right way. Now, you can learn a little bit more about strategies that can help you, generate a few dollars, a few $1,000. Here's an example of a strategy I talked about in episode 418. It's called The Ultimate Strategy for Making Quick Cash in Your Business. And the example I gave you, someone earned thousands of dollars doing it. So trust me, you don't want to miss that one. Until then, my friends, keep hunting, keep sharing, keep being equitable, and keep succeeding. And with that, I'm going to leave you as I always do. Think successfully and take action.
Thank you for listening to the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
Thanks for tuning in.
Check us out at www.darkhorseschooling.com.
All right.
My name is Tracy Brinkman.